Hold on, folks. We is finally back to working on, well, one of these trucks. I got the big bricks behind me, the Blazer, but we are going to start working on the K20. Finally found some of the parts I needed. This is the fan we originally had on it, which I was surprised didn't keep it cool. This is a dual setup off of a friend of mine, a motorhome he used to have. It had a 454 in it. Never had any heating issues with it. So that used to be right here on the front in the core support, blowing air into the radiator. It's a pusher fan. And for whatever reason, we had it out and drove to on, I think it was my daughter's graduation party. Anyway, by the time we got home, this thing was pushing 210 on the temp gauge, so for whatever reason it wasn't wanting to run cool. But I do need to get a new thermostat for it. We haven't changed it yet, but we went to one of the swap meets. It's like out by where we go camping at in Springfield, Ohio. Found a guy had a 7-blade clutch fan, so we picked that up. Over the winter I ordered a shroud for it, which I thought it took the other design, but this is the one I got on Rock Auto, and they said this is what it was calling for, was this style, which I ordered the wrong one. So I'm thinking I keyed in the wrong motor when I was looking it up, because I could not get this to fit in it for anything. I was trying the other day and it just would not, nothing would match up. So I got online, done some more digging, and because all the old ones I remember took the two-piece design, like this one here, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have recognized. They all had, all the ones I can remember from the 70s and 80s, they all took the two-piece design like this. Some of them, if they've been apart before, they wouldn't have the original staples in them. You know, people just yank the staples, drill them, nut and bolt. But found a guy, the fan was dirt cheap. First one I came across, the guy had this, he was wanting 50 bucks. I was like, there's no way. That was as soon as we got this place is huge too. If you guys ever get a chance to check it out, it's the I think it's Clark County Fairgrounds. I don't know, Springfield, Ohio at their fairgrounds. But when they have it, that place is slam packed with people that have like everything you can imagine. Ended up picking this up for 10 bucks. It's nice, tight, and I took a pulley with me to make sure it was the right bolt pattern and everything. So this one is more of the universal. It's slotted out instead of just being dead center like the factory. But it matched up to my pulley. 10 bucks. I figured it's worth a shot. The shroud. The guy was wanting 60 originally, but we got lucky. He let us have it for 40 bucks. It's the only one. This place is huge. It's the only one I could find that had one, and he let us get it for $40. And so we'll see. And I got to make. I couldn't find anybody that had them in stock. The rubber bushings that could set underneath the radiator. So we'll have to make something, fab something up for that. Find an old radiator hose or something and cut it to where it'll fit in there so the radiator has something to set on. And I think I got to make a couple for the top up here as well. The only thing that sucks is the guy that had this truck before us, for whatever reason, this is the top plate for the core support. This is the side where the radiator cap set, so he kind of, for whatever reason, notched it out. But I'm sure we'll still be able to make it work. It just kind of sucks is right where it's notched at. As you can see on this side, the hole right here, that's where your rubber piece clips in to set right here on the radiator to, you know, where it sets down on it when you tighten it down so it doesn't hurt it. So that's what we're looking at. But so hopefully we're trying to beat a rainstorm. We just got home from the flea market and stuff, hoping to find some other stuff. So I have to get this stuff apart real quick and see if we can throw it together, possibly get it fired up and see how it does. This thing hasn't been started since like last fall, but we'll see. It's where we're at. And all I also got when I got these, Dollar Tree, save a couple bucks. You hardly ever find them in black there. They're usually blue, orange, and yellow, but they had these because I was wanting to come up with something for where it doesn't have the trim pieces for the interior, you end up with that sharp edge. So I bought these. I just got to go get some, the only thing I figured out was like 100% silicone would work great. So you just cut, you know, a straight line, just like straight down it, and it just pushes right on, comes up and around. I just got to cut another one in, fit it in to bring it down to the dash. That way, if you ain't gonna worry about, you know, busting your head against that side or the back side. So thinking wipe it down real good, get the dirt off of it here, and hit it with some 100% silicone and push it on. It fits kind of tight right there, but it definitely blow off coming down the road. So that's the game plan for today, if we can beat this rainstorm. But let me hit it and see what we can accomplish real quick. Yes, here we go. Fan shroud's on. Got the fan on. I might change, get it ready for a fall. Where the, I don't know if you guys can see it, but where it goes in where the bolts are at. I mean, they go in a decent ways, but they kind of stick out past a little bit. So I think it's maybe a couple washers, get a longer bolt or something, I don't know. But it's worth, you know, it's trying out, see if it works. But yeah, it's done pretty good. One blade's a little janky. I didn't notice that when I bought it. But other than that, for the most part, it's good. It's going to work good for us for testing purposes. But the shroud fit perfect. This is the part I was talking about. It's supposed to be like this. See, when the rubber, actual OEM rubber is in there, it sticks up through that little hole, sets against the top of the radiator. This is the side the people before we got it, for whatever reason, they notched this completely out. I don't know what the reasoning was for that. I guess the radiator was in it when we purchased the truck. So I don't know what that was for, but we just took and I used, it looks like I've got a little bit of a leak on that. Let's see if we can tighten that up. This radiator was thinking had issues last time we had it out, but it's definitely leaking around that hose. So I have to get that, because I don't even know how much antifreeze is on it. I have to check that. But there's another spot on the radiator up in, if I can see up in there, there's a, looks like it had a leak or something. It's looking pretty flaky up in there. In the corner on the other side, so let's see if we can tighten that clamp up. Unless it's leaking around the nipple piece where it sticks out. Could be cracked there, I don't know. But I'll show you just here so I can get down. Oh. Whew. I do have a spare radiator just in case. So if it's around the, that's what I'm thinking is this neck right here where the heater hose hooks up. Maybe it's cracked around the solder on it. But I'll check that clamp just to make sure that it's good and tight. Oh, I don't know. I have to see if that leaks. Well, if not, we'll have to pick one up somewhere. But here is what I was thinking about doing with this foam, just to get rid of this sharp edge for her. I don't know about down here, but I was thinking from the dash right here all the way up and around. See, there's one piece. It fits in there pretty nice. Tube door still shuts real good. But that's what I was thinking about using was all-purpose silicone, 100% waterproof. I've used this on some other stuff, and it seems to hold pretty good. Home Depot. I bought this, I don't know, a year ago or so, but it's for outdoor use, so that's what I'm thinking. Is trying that. I got the battery. This thing needs cleaned off so bad, it's crazy. This tarp, I tarped it up last fall and just took the tarp off yesterday, but brought the battery out, got it on charge, so it's not dead, but I just want to get it charged up. So we get to clean it. I think I'm gonna clean this up real good, and we'll hit it with some silicone. I gotta cut a piece to fit this side, and I'll see how much of a pain in the butt it is to go around the dash right here and get it to come maybe all the way down to the floor. Let's see, but get this piece off, we'll get it cleaned up, get that silicone on it, and see how it works. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're about to find out. There we go, it takes care of that. You see I had the sharp edge, so just put it all the way around, brought it down, and went ahead and I had to cut a short piece to fit in there, but brought it down. It seems to be working all right. Probably should have got some tape to, go around up here and bring around the inside to help hold it a little bit more secure, but I used one full tube of 100% silicone, ran a big thick wide bead all the way around it, and to where you can see here where it's smushed out a little bit. Just smoothed it down just to make sure it was hitting it. So alright, give me a minute here, we'll see if this see if it'll start. I checked the that clamp's as tight as it's going to get, so we may end up having to do a radiator swap on this thing. So we'll see if it'll even fire up. But that fan, if I told you guys that or not, I had to get the Dremel out, and where it fits on the pump here, that nipple sticks out. I ended up having to stick the Dremel down inside the fan and clean it out because it had some like surface rust, kind of like this old water pump does, and it only slide like part way onto the nipple that's on the truck. Didn't want to force it, and got to looking at it, and it had you can see a bunch of surface rust on the inside of the clutch fan, so cleaned it up with the Dremel, and it slid straight on. So in a minute here, and we'll see if this old dog will fire up. This is how the foam looks on the inside, not bad. Wish I'd have got some tape to hold it in place. So that works good. It's better than having this sharp edge and smacking your head on it, or hitting something and going forward and hitting that. But just remember, that's far from being safety foam. That's just from our local Dollar Tree. So hopefully this thing will start. We're about to find out. First start since last fall. I know she's cold natured. You don't even know if I have the gas turned on. Hooked up. We got for oil pressure. I try, I don't have it. I think the only thing actually hooked up is the temp gauge. Show over here. Now the alternator's working good. Actually, I think this one's unhooked too. Where to idle, we'll see how well that fan's pulling. There we go. Oh, go check her out. About fell out of the truck. Oh. Well, no engine smoke. That's a plus. Oh, yeah, it's actually pulling pretty good. Heck of a lot better than what those other ones were doing. Oh yeah. Big difference. Yeah, you can feel it clear out here. Just let her sit here and run for a little bit, man. I'll let her warm up and see what happens. We'll be back. Definitely to start in the right direction. It's come on or not. It's hovering right around 1.7. It's pretty good considering last time we had this thing out we was pushing 210. So That's a pretty good improvement. Oh, good Lord. I didn't see any leaks. Not worried about up there. The radiator looks a little sketchy. Still a little damp by the heater hose. Big improvement, man. Big improvement. But we don't know for sure until, you know, we get it out on the road. And let's see. Love the exhaust on this thing. Pretty good stuff. Flapping in the breeze. I think. Yeah, shut this thing off. I can't hear nothing. Yeah, man, this thing is so loud. My neighbors love this truck. But these are the duals that we had on it from the motorhome. They are good fans. Just for whatever reason, this truck, they just would not keep it cool for nothing. The same, we had them in right here, had a homemade shroud for it, you know, and all that stuff to keep pushing air steady through. It pushed good, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't do much for this. But it's an improvement. It's definitely an improvement, and which I'm happy with. The only thing I couldn't find was in a reasonable price range was the air filter for it, or the housing, the top and the bottom. I have an air filter for it with the dust collectors, you know, that goes around it and all that. Was just trying to find a just a plain, just ordinary, you know, air cleaner cover for it. Cheapest I could find one with no filter was $40. That's without the wing nut, the stud that goes through down into the carb and everything. I just couldn't do that. That's insane. I can find them on Marketplace better deals than that. But I think the next thing up after the cooling issue is, boy, these things make it nice. The transmission lines definitely are shot. They're kinked real bad. You can see this one's kinked here. The other one has a kink down here somewhere, so we got to address those. That kind of stuff's relatively cheap, so I'll get them. I'm going to find a transmission cooler for it to put in the front, and then we'll get the lines for it. And this thing's almost ready to go. So close to being ready to go. It's killing me. And I got the K5 straightened out. It's got the back brakes needed adjusted on it. Got them straightened out. So we're not far from it, guys. Stay tuned and stay up with the channel. So hopefully here soon we'll have them out. And here's a tip for you: when you got your water pump on the truck, like mine, I had the shroud on it, and then put the fan on. You get your pulley on there, and you can stick just small Allen wrench, serve it through the pulley to line everything up. Throw your fan on, you're ready to rock and roll. Works good. This one I stuck it in, then stuck the bolt through the other side. But that's it for us, guys. Thanks for watching.